What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For most people, when they decide to finally settle down, find a person to get in a committed relationship with, you would think it's because they are tired of being outside and are looking for something a little more stable and solid. For most, when they vet their potential partner in the beginning stages, it's to see if they are a good connection. You want to see how their personality is. Are they a good person, understanding, loyal, and can stand the rain and being in a relationship? Because we all know things will not always be perfect. As time goes on, y'all might have kids, decide to live together, and really are building a foundation for the future. But as years pass, that's when the real test comes in. We all are human and make mistakes. It might be something like getting frustrated at a job, being in your feelings, quitting, knowing you got a family at home to take care of. But that's fixable, depending on your partner. They might understand the situation, that the job wasn't for you, you were stressed out, and will hold it down until you find something better. But for most, the deal breaker is being unfaithful, cheating. If you ever have been in a position when you were solely focused on the person you was with, no side piece, you are turning people down, saying, "No, I'm straight, I got somebody at home," then you understand the pain and feeling of betrayal when you find out your partner is not doing the same. For some, it's one and done. If they find out you stepped out on them, it's no talking, the relationship is over. But for others, they give chances. Besides, real love doesn't just fade overnight. But when you do push a person to their breaking point and y'all have years invested, kids together, pay bills together, and they decide they are done, some people can't handle that, even if they are the one who broke the bond. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Minneapolis, Minnesota to discuss the case of a man who got another woman pregnant on his fiancé and snapped when she wanted to leave. Back in 2022, 31-year-old Kyla O'Neal was feeling good about life. The mother of three had a lot going on for herself. A big family who supported her in everything she did, a good job as a CNA with side hustles like doing hair and makeup and what she loved. But more importantly, she was excited to be pregnant with her fourth child by her fiancé, 32-year-old Dante McCray. The two already had one child together, and now Kyla was pregnant with their son. The couple even already had a name picked out, Baby Messiah. The two had their ups and downs in the past, just like most couples, but now they were moving past that and looking towards the future. They both seemed happy. Dante had a decent job working at Amazon and seemed like his main focus was on his family. Kyla described as bubbly, fun, loving, always looking out for others, but more importantly, focused on her kids and her relationship. She was all in with Dante. She had even recently signed a lease and moved into their new apartment in which they shared together. Kyla would often go to social media stating how happy she was, and even though her and Dante had problems in the past, she showed her love for the man and was excited about where they was going. As the new year came around, Kyla was full term with Baby Messiah. Had a hospital date set to be induced to give birth for January 11th, 2023, and had been getting herself prepared. But on January 8th, her world would be turned upside down when she found out Dante stepped out on a relationship. Not only that, the woman he was creeping with was pregnant. She was hurt and frustrated, and it came out. And her and Dante spent most of that day fussing and fighting. In need of some counseling and guidance, she called her mother, who came over to the apartment to talk to Kyla. When her mother pulled up and asked Dante, like, "Son, what's going on?" He told her, like, "Ma, I messed up bad this time. I got somebody pregnant." Feeling like Dante had betrayed her in the worst way, Kyler started packing his items, telling him they were done. He had to leave. But Dante had one thing on his mind: his kids being around another man, in which him and Kyler already shared a 2-year-old together, and now their son Messiah was coming in a few days. He told her, "Don't play with me. You don't gotta be with me, but don't have nobody else around my babies." Hurt and taken aback that Dante had cheated and now was coming at her crazy, the argument was turning physical, and her mother and other family members told Dante to just go. And what she stated, "Y'all heard what I said. Don't play with me," even stating, "Y'all not bulletproof." Before then, grabbing his items and heading to his mother's house. Kyler's mother tried to calm her down, especially since she was only a few days away from having a baby. She took the advice and went to her room. The family, thinking she was okay, paid it no mind. When she told them she would be back, she was stepping out for a minute just to get some fresh air. But in fact, Dante had hit her phone and asked her could he get a ride to work, and pleaded with her for them to talk, and stated he just wanted Kyler to hear him out one more time. Without telling family, she grabbed some more of Dante's items and put them in the trunk of her car and went to Dante's mother's house to pick him up. As they were in the car, driving a half-hour trip to Amazon in Lakeville, Minnesota, he tried to apologize, telling her they had too much invested to just let it go like that. But Kyler wasn't buying it. She was hurt and told him she just wanted to give him his items and that was it. As they pulled up to the job, Dante asked, "So you done?" In which she stated yes. Frustrated, he got out the car, went to the trunk to get his things as Kyler was about to drive off. She then realized her passenger door was still open, telling Dante to close it. Seconds later, a shot went off, and people who heard the commotion called local police, who responded to the warehouse to find Kyler shot. She was rushed to a local hospital for an emergency C-section, in which doctors were able to deliver baby Messiah, but tragically, Kyler passed away from her injuries. Dante was arrested that same night. When asked what happened, he claimed he was checking to see if Kyler had packed his gun, and he grabbed it out the bag just as she pulled off, stating she backed up, asking him to close the door, but tapped him with the car. Thinking the gun was empty, he aimed it at her and pulled the trigger, claiming it was all a mistake. But as Kyler's mother and family got the devastating news, they told a different story, stating she was done with Dante and he was making threats earlier that day. They stated they didn't even know she was going to take him to work, and when he realized she was serious about the breakup, he snapped and shot her. With that information, Dante was taken into custody, charged with first-degree hit, but now the family was concerned about Kyler's baby boy, who was in a hospital fighting to survive. Family members held a vigil for the young lady. They remembered her as an ambitious woman with a good heart, even willing to take Dante to work after he did what he did, not knowing that ride would be her last. Her mother was concerned about her kids, all under the age of 11 at the time, and baby Messiah, in which she went to the hospital daily. But unfortunately, 8 days later, Messiah will also pass away at the hospital, leading to Dante's charges being upgraded to 2 counts of first-degree murder. As the case went to court, Kyler's mother spoke out on the impact Dante's actions had on the family. She couldn't believe a person she looked at as a son would take the life of her daughter, someone he claimed to love, and who was carrying his child. Dante sat quietly, but in the end, he was found guilty on all charges and sentenced to 47 years in prison. Rest in peace to Kyler and Messiah. I send my prayers and condolences to her family. She did nothing wrong by wanting to leave a relationship in which her partner was cheating and got another woman pregnant. That's a lot to ask a person to accept and deal with. While some people will, others not with it. And we got to take accountability for our actions. As a grown man, you know what happens when you go out here smashing chicks raw. And Dante wouldn't have to worry about another man being around his kids if he would have just stayed focused on his fiancé and his family. We all make mistakes, but some of them you just can't come back from. But to shoot your fiancé while she was 9 months pregnant with your son, It's a sucker move, in my opinion, that I could never understand. And leave your 2-year-old out here without their mother or father. That defeated the whole purpose of you not wanting nobody around your kids. But I'm going to leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about the situation in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail. So we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Kyla and Messiah. I definitely send my prayers to their family. But I ain't going to talk too much more about this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. It's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.